Hi, so the Republicans are in the Senate trying to repeal the Affordable Care Act fucking again. It is called the Graham-Cassidy bill. It's by Lindsey Graham and Bill Cassidy. It would basically get rid of the Medicaid expansion. It would not have standards across the nation for what health insurance needs to provide. Every individual state could decide how they were going to handle health insurance for people. So some states would have high risk pools, some states would have something similar to the Affordable Care Act. It would just be kind of a mess, and there wouldn't be any kind of guaranteed standard of care. So this bill is a shit show. It's another cowardly ass, undermining, pathetic attempt at undercutting what people's constituents want and what is possible in terms of garnering enough votes in the Senate. And so we need to be fucking pissed off about it. I know a lot of people are feeling despair and frustration because we keep fighting and fighting and fighting, and then it keeps popping up again. But it's just because they're fucking monsters and they don't give a shit about what their constituents want. And they want to tire us out. And we're not gonna get tired out. We're gonna take our anger and we're gonna use it to make their lives hell. So that's the fucking plan. So the first person I'm gonna call today is Rob Portman of Ohio. He is a Republican senator. He did vote in favor of the most recent attempt at repeal, even though he criticized it openly. So he's, a fake little shit. And I'm going to call his Cleveland office about what a fake little shit he is. And yeah, get angry, get that pee hot.
Office, Sarah speaking.
Hi, Sarah. I'm a constituent from Berea. My address is 638 Tampico Court, Berea 44017, and my name is Erica, E-R-I-K-A, Price, P-R-I-C-E.
Yes, ma'am. What can I pass along for you today?
Yeah, I wanted to leave a message for the senator in really strong opposition to the Graham-Cassidy ACA repeal. I'm just really kind of exhausted and infuriated as a voter that this keeps popping up again, even though I think as constituents we've made our voice heard that we don't want this. The Medicaid expansion being cut would just be really irresponsible for Ohio, and I know Senator Portman has vocally said things about being worried about cuts to the Medicaid expansion and services for opioid addiction and things like that. But as a voter, I need him to actually walk that walk and oppose bills that would undermine that kind of stuff. So that's about it.
Yes, ma'am. Really quick, if I can have your zip code again, I didn't hear it the first time.
It's 44017.
Yes, ma'am, and I will make sure all this gets passed along to the senator for you.
Great. Thanks so much.
Yes, ma'am. You have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
So I'm like fucking pissed, obviously, and I'm trying to really convey that seriousness without being actually hostile to the person answering the phone, which is kind of a tricky balance to strike, right? But be angry. It's ridiculous that they keep trying this shit again. It's unconscionable, and it's not what constituents want, and it's completely shady shit. Thanks for slamming the wow button, Michael. I think that does help the video get more views, so that's cool.
Hi, this is Senator Sherrod Brown. Thank you for calling my office. If you'd like to leave me a message or comment on an issue, please press 1. If you'd like to hear office information, including hours, thank you for your call today. I appreciate your taking the time to let me know your views on the issues that matter most to you and to Ohio. To serve you better, please be sure to include the spelling of your first and last name, your email address, your phone number, and your Ohio zip code at the beginning of your message. You may also leave your full mailing address if you'd like.
Hi, this is Erica Price. I live at 638 Tampico Court in Berea 44017, and I'm calling in opposition to the Graham-Cassidy ACA repeal bill. It's ridiculous that we're still fighting for this, but I hope I can count on the senator to continue fighting really doggedly. We can't let this zombie bill rise again and harm Ohioans who need access to the Medicaid expansion and treatment for opioid addiction and so many other things. So yeah, keep up the fight, and I hope I can count on the senator to be really dogged and use every legislative tool at his disposal for this. Thank you.
To send your message, press 1. To send your message as urgent, thanks. Your message was sent. Thanks for calling. Goodbye.
Okay, and now I'm going to look up some call requests. I do take requests from people who can't use the phone to call their reps, and I will call your reps for you. So let me just look up really quick. Let's see. Kristen King, thanks for leaving that request, Kristen. I'm just going to plug your zip code into 5 calls, though I think actually 5 calls is requiring full addresses now, so I'm going to have to figure out how that works. Okay, so this is Pennsylvania. Her zip code is 19440. So that means it's Pat Toomey and Bob Casey are her senators, if I recall correctly. So they're both Republicans, I think. So I'll call them up real quick. Oh no, Bob Casey's a Democrat, my bad. Okay, so Pat Toomey, phone number. It used to be I could just plug it into 5 calls, but they've kind of gotten shitty, so. And calling his Allentown office, because that's just the first phone number I got a hold of first. Hi, I'm calling on behalf of a constituent who wanted to leave a message, but she can't use the phone.
Okay, may I please have your zip code?
Yeah, her zip code is 19440, and her name is Kristen King.
Okay, and her message for the senator?
Just to ask him to oppose the Graham-Cassidy ACA repeal plan because of the cuts to the Medicaid expansion.
Okay, I'll pass that along to the senator.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you, have a good day.
You too, bye. That was a chipper person. Okay, so I don't really need to look up Bob Casey since he's like a reasonable person. Okay, next up I'm going to be looking up the representatives for Kelsey Barger or Barger. It looks like that is Kansas, which is fantastic. Because that's going to be Republicans. Kansas is definitely Republicans. Pat Roberts and Jerry Moran. Okay, great. So the first person I'm going to be calling is Jerry Moran. And this is on behalf of Kelsey Barger.
important to me, but I want to respect your time. Please leave me a message with questions, comments, and concerns. If you are a candidate and would like a response, please leave your name and address, including the spelling of your first and last name, and a daytime phone number. You can also email me by visiting my website at moran.senate.gov. Thank you for the opportunity to represent you and to work on your behalf in the United States Senate.
Hi, I'm calling on behalf of a constituent who can't use the phone. Her name is Kelsey Barger, B-A-R-G-E-R. Zip code is 67217. She's calling in strong opposition to the Graham-Cassidy amendment, or I'm calling on her behalf to express that. Kelsey's really dismayed that congressional Republicans keep trying to pass a healthcare repeal bill that's going to cut the Medicaid expansion and mean that people across different states are going to have different access to care and not be held to the same legal standards in terms of what needs to be provided. Listen to your constituents. They are sick of this, and it's time to give up the ghost on this completely unpopular, politically suicidal bill.
To send your message, press 1. To send your message as urgent, press 2. To re-record your message, press 3. To review your message.
Okay. So next up, I'm going to be calling Pat Roberts, a Republican, also from Kansas. I mean, Jerry Moran had a really great voicemail. It was very fast. And he said, I don't want to waste your time. That's interesting. Okay, anyway, calling Pat Roberts.
Senator Pat Roberts. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you are receiving this message during our open office hours, our office is experiencing a high volume of calls and asks that you please back. If you'd like to leave a message for the senator, please wait for the tone.
Hi, I'm calling on behalf of a constituent who wanted to leave a comment, but she can't use the phone. Her name is Kelsey Barger, B-A-R-G-E-R, zip code 67217, and she is in strong opposition to the Graham-Cassidy ACA repeal. Your constituents are sick of this stuff, honestly, and she wanted to express that it's time for Senate Republicans to give up the ghost when it comes to trying to repeal the ACA. It's time for it to be improved, rather than cutting the Medicaid expansion and cutting some of the standards of care that ensure that people across all 50 states get the same kind of high-quality health care. So it is really politically suicidal for the senator to keep pushing on this, and Kelsey just wanted to make sure that he was aware of that. And again, she couldn't use the phone, so I'm just calling on her behalf as a friend. Thank you.
To send your message, press 1. To send your message as urgent, press 2. To re-record your message, thanks. Your message was sent. Thanks for calling. Goodbye.
Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it there for now. I'm going to post more requests for me to call on people's behalf. If you can't use the phone because of social anxiety, a disability, you don't have a phone or you don't have minutes, you're traveling abroad, like whatever the reason is, you're sick in bed, it doesn't matter what the reason is. You don't have to prove to me that the reason is legitimate. That's not my right to decide. You can leave a request for me on I'll Call For You, which is a Google form that I will link to in the description for this post. And I can either stream it or I can do it privately, not on the stream. Either way is fine. Use your senators' comment forms on their websites. Their staffers do check and log those. That's better than sending a fax, which takes a long time to register. Sending paper, handwritten mail is also useful, and calling is really a great way to send a message and drown them in lots of outrage. If you can get to a town hall or get to their offices and make their life hell, even better, because they need to pay for this shit. They keep trying to hurt their constituents and go against their constituents' interests, and it's completely unexcusable. It's not democratic. It's not what they're supposed to do as representatives of their constituents. And I know we all are feeling a lot of emotional drainage over having to fight and fight and fight, and every victory eventually has its setbacks. But that's what they want. They want us to be full of despair and to check out. And we're not going to check out. We're going to just go for the jugular, and we're going to be fucking pissed off because we have every right to be. And yeah, we're going to make them pay for it. All right. Have a good weekend.